Today's episode is presented by LodeStar, the fee experts.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Lending Leaders. My name is Alayna Gardner, AMP, and this week I'm joined by one of my lovely coworkers and new homeowner, Amanda Benincasa.
Hello.
And one of the things we always like to do here in the LodeStar office is we like to pin people down after they bought their first home and ask them how the mortgage process went for them. And what they knew before the mortgage process. Because to be quite honest, not everyone in LodeStar deals directly with closing costs and all of that. There are people who do many different things. Amanda happens to handle our billing department and a lot of other miscellaneous tasks and makes my life extremely better on a regular basis.
Thank you for saying that.
You know,
It's so nice.
you do make my life better.
Appreciate that. You make my life better.
Thank you. So before we jump into it, kind of where was your baseline knowledge coming into this about the mortgage process and the home buying experience?
Well, I am a third generation realtor. My dad is in real estate and my grandfather was in real estate. So I certainly had an understanding of the overall process. But being that we're sort of a family business, we tend to gravitate towards the folks in the community that know a little bit more about the mortgage process than the realtors do. So we ended up using a family friend who is a private mortgage broker to kind of help us through that process. Shout out to Steve at Keegan Mortgage. He was awesome. He walked my husband and I through the process and made everything super, super easy for us. We made sure we were pre-approved for some time, and he kind of walked us through step by step. So
Yeah, that's great. And so what was different about the process than you were expecting as someone who had, was a realtor and had seen a lot of borrowers go through the process? Was there anything you thought that would be easier than you expected or less easy than expected?
I mean, Keegan Mortgage made everything super seamless for us. Again, I think just having the pre-approval set up, we were kind of ready to go. We had been looking for a house for quite some time. So we were sort of ready to pull the trigger, and we had all of our finances in order to be able to kind of make that leap. So I think for us, it was super seamless just because we had been in the position where we were planning it for some time.
Yeah.
So, not anything super surprising, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And from a technology perspective, I'm just curious, did you use an app? Did you use a traditional, how did you fill out your application?
Well, to be honest with you, my husband was our primary borrower.
Ooh.
Yeah. So if we don't pay the bills, they're coming for Matt Kelly, not for me.
I love that.
Keegan Mortgage had an internal portal where he filled out the application and all that process. Yeah. So we didn't use an app or anything like that. And then we received an itemized worksheet with all of our closing costs kind of filled out.
That lovely LE.
Correct.
And then from a closing perspective, did you get options on how to close?
We did. So we could either do a full in-person closing, in front of the notary and fill out 50 different pages, or we could do a hybrid closing, which was just review your final documents, sign what you can electronically, and then when you show up to the settlement table, you just have a couple more things that have to be witnessed by the notary. So we decided to do the hybrid closing to kind of save some time, and it was super, super easy.
Yeah. And I think my question is, because I think there are a lot of professionals that are trying to convince other borrowers right now of why they maybe should look at a hybrid closing or an e-close, right, product versus that traditional at the table moment. From a borrower's perspective, do you feel like you lost out on a moment not being at the table or signing some of those documents electronically?
I was actually just going to say I was happy that we did the hybrid. So we did fill out some things electronically, but we were still able to go to the closing table. And we were still able to meet the sellers and kind of have that in-person experience. Everybody's different, but my husband and I like the in-person kind of personable, communication of it all. So we were super happy that we were able to do both. It was nice being able to shake hands with the person whose house you're buying and get that physical key. So it was kind of like the best of both worlds. We didn't miss out on anything because we were kind of able to do both, but I certainly think if it was all virtual, I would miss that kind of in-person
connection.
Right.
Yeah. And I think it's important to recognize that this is the largest purchase I'm assuming you've ever made.
It is, certainly. Yeah, it certainly is.
And I'm really excited for you guys. I know you guys have been working on this for a while. And it's always interesting to see, we got to see Jim's home ownership journey the first time. And he had a lot more mortgage experience. You had a lot more on the realtor side. Were you your own realtor?
I represented us for the sale. And it's funny. I think that every realtor should have to have bought a house before they become a realtor, because it's way different when you're advocating for yourself as opposed to advocating for others in some ways, just because of the emotions that are attached when it's you. Even though I tend to represent a lot of family and friends, so there's a lot of emotions regardless. But I do think it's good practice for every realtor to have bought a property.
Awesome. And then do you have to ask one more question? I regret not warning you about this. So you're going to give me shade. It's the LodeStar question. So if you don't know, a LodeStar is a guiding light in the night sky, right? So we like to ask our guests, who or what is your LodeStar, either personally or professionally? It's a big question. That's why I'm like, I should have prepped her.
Oh my gosh, who is my LodeStar? I mean, I don't want to be corny, but I'm going to have to go with my family as my LodeStar. They are they support me, and they guide me every day. My husband, my son, James, and my whole family. They're my guiding light. So we love them.
We love that. Awesome. Well, if someone wants to find you or wants you to be their realtor even, where can they find you?
Please look up Elfont Wissahickon Realtors. I'm Amanda Benincasa. I would love to represent you in your home buying or selling process.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Amanda.
Thanks, Alayna.
You can also find her at Billing and LS Software Solutions.
Yeah, baby. Go Billing.
So awesome. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and we will see you all next week. I believe it'll actually be Jim next week. So lots of fun, and we will see you all soon. Bye.